Judges in the trial of Gu Kai-lai, wife of the disgraced Communist Party leader in Xinjiang province, are due to announce the verdict on Monday. Gu is accused of murdering British businessman Neil Haywood. This is China's highest profile case in memory. CNN's Dan Rivers takes a look at Gu's time in the UK more than a decade ago to shed new light on the background of the case.
She's been described as the Jackie Kennedy of China. Gu Kai-lai was super rich and well connected, married to Bo Xilai, one of the most senior bureaucrats in China. But now she's in jail after a closed-door trial where she admitted poisoning British businessman Neil Haywood. But the mysterious tale of Oriental poisoning has its roots here in the British seaside town of Bournemouth. Gu Kai-lai lived at this rundown apartment in the town for about 2 years until 2001. Neil Haywood would frequently stay here too. It was while she was living here that she saw the town's observation balloon, a tourist attraction visible from the apartment. You can see why as soon as Gu Kai-lai went up in this balloon ride, she wanted one for her hometown. She was a woman who was used to getting her own way and expected to be riding in one of these in China in just a few months' time. Charles Hall was approached by her in 1999 to supply a balloon like this to her home city of Dalian. Charles commissioned this promotional video to show her contacts in China how the balloon could have become a major tourist attraction there. But after the balloon was delivered, the deal went sour. Giles claims she refused to pay the last instalment of $160,000.
I feel a bit bitter and twisted about it, but there wasn't any point in suing her or anything like that. We were never going to get the money.
Giles Hall says she had a fiery temper and regularly threatened him.
I mean, I was told that I'd get into trouble if I ever went to China, and the lady who worked for us, who effectively ran our site in Bournemouth, was told that if she turned up in China, they'd kill her.
So there were death threats to one of your colleagues?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you took those seriously?
Yes, indeed, because we'd experienced her anger in various meetings over that period of time, that she could get quite angry. And you'd certainly hear a lot of screaming and threats over the phone.
A source close to Gu Kai-lai's family in China dismissed these claims as rumours which were not brought up in her trial. Mike Wright worked as a bodyguard for Gu and Neil Haywood in Bournemouth and describes her as a nice lady. But he admits some of the people who came to visit her weren't. When 3 Chinese thugs turned up, he was ordered to stop them entering the building.
Well, a fight broke out. They would have meant business. I really don't know, but they weren't allowed in the front way, they weren't allowed in there, so they were menacing. I don't really know.
Mike Wright claims one room in the apartment was full of mysterious black packages.
They were just black, sort of tobacco-type pouches, quite long, hundreds of them in fact.
He never found out what was in those packets. He said they felt like wads of paper, but was it wads of cash? In 2002, this land registry document shows the purchase of a luxury London apartment for more than $1 million by Golden Map Limited, a mysterious company in the British Virgin Islands. Gu Kai-lai's business associate, Patrick de Villiers, helped to negotiate the deal, and her son, Bo Guagua, used the apartment occasionally. Coleherne Court is a very exclusive address. It's where Lady Di used to live before she married Prince Charles, and the Emir of Kuwait is the owner of one of these properties. We don't know who controls Golden Map Limited, but whoever does has close links to Gu Kai-lai and a lot of money. The flat was bought without a loan, begging the question, where did all that money come from? Dan Rivers, CNN, London.
Time to take a second break. News on Sports is up next. Welcome back. The English Premier League will kick off Saturday after months of close season lull in proceedings. Most teams have been building up their squads as the kickoff closes in. League's record winners Manchester United laid down the gauntlet by stomping up £24 million to prize away coveted Arsenal striker Robin van Persie. CNN's Pedro Pinto previews the opening campaign with Daily Telegraph Sports' John Lay.
They did it with the last kick of the last season, but are Manchester City still the team to beat for the new campaign?
I think they are, simply because the players they've got are some of the best players in the world. They've been very frustrated by not being able to add too many players. They've got Jack Rodwell now. Whether he will feature immediately, I doubt. But the facts are that Manchester City are still the strongest on paper and financially football team in English football.
United ran them incredibly close last year. Do you still see them being the main challenger, or can anyone else squeeze in?
I think United are the team who will threaten them most. I mean, there but for amazing circumstances, they would be the champions now. We maybe say, who can challenge United? Chelsea will be there or thereabouts. We forget they are the champions of Europe, and they've made some good signings.
I wanted a quick word on Arsenal, pick up on them, because I believe it's 7 seasons now without a trophy. Time has to be running out for Wenger.
I personally believe he should have gone by now, maybe pushed upstairs. He's a very resolute man, very determined man. He's not getting any younger. He's in his 60s now. I think he's got something to prove. You know, he's won the title 2 or 3 times, and he doesn't want to go out having not won it again. As you say, 7 years ago, that was the FA Cup, and that was on penalties. I think it's 8 years since they last won the title, which is the one they want. They also want to win the Champions League as well. I think if he wins nothing this year, he will decide to go. I don't think Arsenal will ever push him. It will be his decision, and I think this may well be his last season if they win nothing.
John, let's go for a quick round of putting you on the spot for some quick answers. Who will be an underdog we should look out for?
I think they've signed very well. I think Queen's Park Rangers will surprise quite a few people. Mark Hughes is in charge now. I think QPR are the team that will surprise.
Who is the face of the Premier League?
Young face coming up, if he avoids injury, I'm going back to Arsenal. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I thought he did well in Euros, and I think he is a face for the future.
So who's the most overrated player then?
Well, going on past history, and I don't think it's going to get any better, sorry Fernando Torres.
Sports, we take a look at the weather forecast from the Central Forecast Office.
Oh yes, you can drive your way there. With the Elton to Mecca Jafale Kafo promo, the Hajj is possible. Stay loyal or become a member of the Elton Jafale Kafo today and enjoy the double take. Because every time you fill your tank at any of our Elton stations, you get a chance to be in our monthly raffle draw. To take home lots of goodies like gallons of oil, bags of rice, bags of sugar, vehicle accessories, and much more. Plus a chance to become the lucky winner of the Elton to Mecca Jafale Kafo fully paid Hajj expenses. Remember, it's a double take, your single loyalty for the monthly draw and the Elton to Mecca Jafale Kafo final draw to be held just before the Hajj. For more information, drop by any of our Elton stations. Elton, a new vision of service.
Hello there wonderful viewers, welcome to the weather segment. We begin with the summary. We experienced a variably cloudy atmosphere across the country, and rain affected some parts of the country. Figures recorded are as follows. Yundum recorded the highest with 34.8 millimeters, Banjul 21.5 millimeters, Kerawan recorded 15.1, Jinoy 6.9, Basse 1.1, while Sapo and Kawu recorded trace. We now take a look at the satellite image to know what prevailed over the rest of Africa. It indicates convective clouds over Nigeria, the central and the eastern part. There is also a cell over southern Mali, moving towards the Senegambia region, which will persist in the next 24 hours. For the forecast tonight, we'll be expecting humid and mostly cloudy atmosphere to prevail over the entire country, with chances of rain showers and or thunderstorm to prevail. The day tomorrow, we'll be expecting humid and partly cloudy atmosphere to prevail over the entire country, with chances of rain showers, particularly during the morning hours. Light gentle southwesterly breeze will dominate the flow over the entire country today, becoming westerlies thereafter. Morning temperatures will vary between 23 and 24 degrees Celsius, whilst afternoon temperatures will vary between 29 and 31 degrees Celsius. For those going to sea, We'll be expecting a low tide of 0.19 meters at 3:54 a.m.